Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Amkela, and in this tutorial, uh, I'll be talking about the what do you call the essentials of counter controlled repetition. Counter controlled repetition. As you can see here in this program, I'll be using the while repetition statement that I introduced in the previous tutorial to formalize the elements required to perform those counter controlled repetition. Now, for the counter control repetition, it requires the name of a variable. The name, this is a variable, the name of the control variable, which is the name of the control variable. Or you can say it's a loop counter, yes. And then you need to initialize the value. Those are the requirements of the counter control repetition. The counter control, then initialization. You need to initialize the value of the counter. Then initialize the value of a control variable. Then you need a loop condition, which is the loop continuation condition. Yeah, the loop continuation condition. And lastly, you need the increment, which is this increment. So yeah, sorry. Now, yeah, I'm just showing you, as in the last tutorial, I showed, how can I say, the program that I used. It was very simple. So I'm trying to talk about actually this counter control and those counter controls. That's what I wanna to focus on too. Now, basically, I talked about this thing, but I just wanna get into more details. Now, about this counter control here, uh, what it actually means is that, sorry about that. Now, actually, here, you declare your variable, uh, 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 you declare a variable and initialized one, and then using the while loop, then this is the structure of the while loop. Then from then, this is your condition, which actually means that, okay, this condition will remain true for as long as my counter is less or equal to 10. That means my counter, as long as this counter is less or equal to 10, this condition will remain true. Now, if this condition is true, then this statement will be executed, the statement which is outputting counter. And remember, the counter is initially equal to 1. Now, 1 will be outputted, then we're going to end the line, and then the counter will be incremented, then which will become 2. Then 2, still this condition is valid or is true, then the counter is 2, then 2 is outputted, so on and so on until it reaches 10. Now let's run the program and see what actually happens. Let's run our program and see what actually happens. You need to save file, save your file, then you compile your program. Yeah, then it should just print numbers from 1 to 10. I'm just trying to show about this counter control thing here. What I wanna really talk about is the essentials of counter control repetition. Essential. What you need to know, as I told you, that the counter control repetition, it requires the name of a control variable or a loop counter, the initial value of the control variable, the loop continuation condition that sets the final value of the control variable, then and lastly the increment or a decrement by which the control variable is modified each time through the loop. Now you can see our program successfully executed here. Nothing, no errors, nothing. Just need to. So this is this is it about the the counter control. Counter control. I just wanna show you the hang of this thing. Now, if you wanted to use a for loop, as you know that C++ also provides the for repetition statements which specifies the counter control repetition details in a single line of code. As you know that for loop sorry, it specifies the counter control in a single line of code. Now I'm gonna show you how to use a for loop, the counter control in a for loop statement. Now this is a structure. Then you just need to take this whole part here. As I said, it initializes everything in a single line. You just need to cut this one, paste it here. Then your counter. Then you need this thing. Everything in the for loop is in the same line. All those requirements of in the for loop are in the same line. You just need to cut everything and paste in the line. Yeah, this is how you do it. So basically, this program does the same thing as the one that we just modified, like the one does the same thing as the while loop. Just that this one, everything is in the same line. Let's compile the program and see what happens. As you can see, everything runs smoothly. Our program executed successfully. Now, in the for loop, in the for repetition statement, when the for statement begins executing the control variable is declared and initialized to 1. Then the loop continuation condition, which is this condition, the loop continuation condition counter is checked. This counter is checked. Then the initial value of counter is 1. So the condition is satisfied. So the condition is satisfied, and the board statement prints the value of the counter, namely which is 1 in our which is that one there. You saw that one. Then from then the expression counter increments this one. It increments control variable counter, and the loop begins again with the loop continuation set, and so on and so on. That's how these things goes. This one is initialized to 1, actually declaring a variable and initialized to 1, and then the counter, this is a condition, and got the condition which is called the loop continuation condition. Then this is an increment. Then this statement is executed as long as this loop continuation remains true. That's it for this tutorial. That's it I wanted to talk about the repetition, the loop continuation, or the not the loop continuation, the counter control repetition. That's it for this tutorial. Hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to subscribe and like the video. If you have anything or question, please leave a comment. When I have a chance, I'll reply to your comment. Yeah, hope to see you in the next